Hey, 49 degrees here in the parking lot this morning. It got to be a bit chilly last night. Actually, for the first time in a while, I got to sleep under a blanket without sweating myself to death. So that's the problem as you get older. Your body's thermostat messes with you. It really does. It's just, you throw on a blanket to be comfortable and you wake up in the morning in a pool of your own sweat, Fahrenheit. And um, Or, you go to bed, you're fairly warm, you're comfortable, and you wake up and you're freezing. Especially my feeties. My talons on my feet, they be cold. But so it's kind of nice when you can sleep under a blanket, wake up, and you're not lying in a pool of your own, sweat, and you're like, well, if there was water weight gain, how come I didn't lose like 2 or 3 pounds the night before? But if for those of you who are coming in because you read a title, yes, you've been misled. It's funny how you've noticed if you go back over the last few videos, when I use a negative title or a title that sounds negative, look at how much higher the numbers are. That is the algorithm. That is what YouTube is feeding you now. Negativity in a bottle with a beautiful little wrapper on it, But apparently the plus 28s apparently came in for when I'm reading for I think, can't remember what are the episodes, and it shows up on the consolidated is like 5.6 or 5.7 million viewers. Now keep in mind, remember, this is a show that is airing on Disney Plus and BBC One. And yet it still almost hit 6 million. Yet this show is a dismal failure. This show is just unsavable. RTD, what have you done? I'll tell you what RTD's done. He's taken over, the show that everybody, every time a showrunner comes in, they gang up on him. Show that likely would have been canceled if he hadn't picked it up when Chibnall left. A show that likely would have been, put on the shelf if Chibnall hadn't stepped in when Moffat left. And Chibnall had to be talked into it. And look at all the trash talk he still gets to this day. But what makes me die laughing is all the people going, I want Chibnall back. Yeah, they could have marketed, all that stuff a lot better, and they didn't. It almost seems to me like somebody, wanted the show to fail. Kind of like a Michael Gray deal. I don't know. Everybody's been jumping up and down screaming this like crazy about Sutekh the Destroyer. Once again, I would love to see it happen. I really would. But the problem is this. Here's the problems. He had better have a damn good reason. And I'm talking damn good reason why Sutekh the Destroyer, last of the Osirans, would be going around as an old lady. Sutekh didn't do the disguise thing. Sutekh did not do the subtle thing. Sutekh was a creature that just plain didn't give a damn. Hello, all you folks coming in. Howdy. I see some hellos. He did not hide under a guise. He did not come in masked. He did not come in cloaked. And the only reason he was contained is because his fellow Osirans locked him up. It would be interesting, if that was true, because I'm sorry, some people see that scene as a homage. To me, it just looked like blatant plagiarism. It was, like I said, forgive me if that's the way I see it, but it's almost a complete copy. There's such a thing as alluding to something, and then there's such a thing as just blatantly ripping it off. And I think, they're hoping they can slide it by because there aren't a whole lot of, classic fans around to notice it. Yeah, the problem is this: you have to be very careful. They've done shit like this before, where they've used a name or they've used something to lead you down the wrong path. Like I said, I'm looking forward to it. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm not going to lie to you. It does look like a blatant anagram of TARDIS, but look at how many times the Greek letter omega was showing up back in the Matt Smith era. If you looked at little things in the background, and did omega show up? No. Also, look back during one of the Capaldi series, the Kill the Moon try. I had guys in there going, "It's got to be the 8 legs," and no, it wasn't. I really wish it had been, because it couldn't be any worse than the moon is a big egg crap. Or when the trees took over, oh, in the forest of the night, or in the forest of the shite, as I call it, it's got to be the crinoids. Only Susan I want to show up in alley is Susan Foreman. And so far, we've gotten a mention of Susan, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm really keeping an open mind on how he's going to wrap this up. Like I said, it's just, I don't want to get my expectations up one way or the other, because this way, sorry, I was just reading some of the comments. But you see, I don't want to get my hopes up, and then it turns out to be something that nobody. Like I said, I just want to experience it for what it is, because we've been led down the rose garden how many times? It's RTD loves doing this to you. So did Moffat and all that. I don't want to watch The Acolyte because it's gotten too silly. It really has. The light whip. The light whip. No. I don't care about any of the rest of it. They lost me at the light whip. Like I said, even though lightsaber is stretching it a little bit, then you had multiple bladed lightsabers, then you had spinning lightsabers. Now we have the light whip. What's going to be next? The light machine gun? The light, I'm sure if we had the light halberd or the light axe or the light. Then again, did we have a version of the light axe? To me, it's, come on, lightsaber is stretching it when you're using this energy as it is, but now you got it so it's gonna have the physics of a whip. No. Well, I'm really hoping it is another one of the little secret handshake deals with Big Finish, because Carol Ann Ford's been doing like Susan's War and all that stuff over on Big Finish, and that's why I was suspecting for a while there they weren't touching anything classic, because Big Finish, you go do this, we're going to go do that. Which is why I'm so glad that when Chibnall did his bit and he gets Ace, Tegan, and a whole bunch of other companions back on there, you should be thanking him, because he's the one who had Mel back first. And now Mel's been back, coming back this weekend. And I don't like the way they're referring it to as Mel Bush's final. I've seen the word final too many times in relation to Mel Bush's appearance. I don't care where the light whip came from. It's, to me, it's no. It's just I don't want to put my faith in anything Star Wars anymore because other than The Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, and all that, it's really just been heartbreaking for me. I'm not going to lie to you. It has. So yeah, like I said, Star Wars for me has been one big heartbreak. I did not like the sequel trilogy at all. The first movie was okay, but then when they got to the point they had Luke killing, is going to kill one of his own students. Not only is it one of his own students, but it's his nephew, his sister's daughter, his best friend's son. He's going to cut him down in the middle of the night while he's sleeping like a coward. And that right there, I will never forgive them for. They made Luke so incompetent that they'd have been better off with the frickin' what you call it. Oh, you've been better off as the good humor man as a master Jedi. Okay, it's yeah, Rogue was okay, but like I said, it just seemed to me like a bunch of borrowed moments. Plus, he's trying to get the cosplayers in there, and I'm gonna watch it again, and before I rate it this Friday, and then we'll. Okay. Okay, something weird happened there. I don't know what it was. Somebody put "show us your boobs." I'm like, if you were a true member of this audience, you would have already seen my boobs. Well, it was coming up on time for me to sign it anyway, but I didn't want to leave you all in the lurch wondering what happened. So that's another thing I don't like about this. Ever since they got rid of landscape, all I got to do is turn this phone a funky way, any direction, and all of a sudden I lose connection. I'm like, what? Well, everybody, I just want to say good. Enjoy your morning. Be kind, be calm, be safe. We'll see you all on the flip side. I've got to run inside, so take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Um, the no, you can't. You don't have auto rotate, by the way, on YouTube anymore. You have to select one or the other, and then they took away the selection.